And we're in Virginia. Good morning. Flat Tire Garage, Virginia edition. So Kelly and I got back from our vacation down in Biloxi, Mississippi. Had some excitement with some transmission issues and cooler issues. We were able to get a new transmission put in at AA Transmission in Mobile, Alabama. Wasn't cheap, but we were pretty pleased with what we got when we finally got on the road. So we got back on Monday. My parents, thanks Barb and Ed in Wisconsin for watching our two little guys. Got home back to Virginia motivated to start working on the convertible. So quickly came out in the garage and I left everything in a mess. And I know I had hinted at the previous video, maybe doing some of our organization. So I was going to highlight how I bag and tag a lot of the Chevelle parts that I get. So working on a lot of projects, like a lot of y'all are, I came up with a system 18 years ago when I bought the silver Chevelle. It was a parts car. I got it from James in Columbus, Georgia. It came with 5 or 6 bins of just parts, year one stuff. Still had the label on it. A lot of the stuff was used and I didn't know what it was. So young kid, first time working on anything A-body Chevelle related, I didn't know what I had. So I would go through the year one catalog, the MPD catalog, and I would create a database, much like I have now, with the year one part numbers, the NPD part numbers, and then I would name them what I thought they looked like. Technology's come a long way since then. You can take a picture on eBay of a part and see if it can't find it for you. Otherwise, I just try to explain it, bag it and tag it, and I put it in its appropriate bin. So it's going to take about 5 or 6 minutes here. I just wanted to walk you through my process and kind of see how I do it. What I've done is I have these bins in my garage are stacked and they're labeled A through H. So A, B, C, D, everything is bagged and tagged, has a number, so I can quickly reference it. And like we're going to do right now, where I can just quickly mark it and put it in my system. So that's H for convertible trim. I was starting to get a lot of stuff that didn't fit and I didn't want it to be damaged. So there's some sun visors, some of the chrome trim pieces, and then a lot of some A-body components. But what I've done is I create a little spreadsheet that I label what's in each bin, and then I'm able to quickly find a bag, put it in my system. So as an example, I had a 68 wagon that I went through, pretty much became my parts car, and it has bags 161, 143, 145, 159, 155 already in there. So if I open this, there's 146 and I got it listed on the outside. That's just so I can keep all this stuff. I know it's 68 wagon rear hardware trim stuff that I can find if I do need it. But now I need to cross-reference where I'm going to call that bag C for screws and bolts. I'll go down here, start a new column. I'll call it 329. So the master bag is 329, so I can find it. And then I'll just go in C, and I'm going to call it 1968 wagon bag with hardware. So it's used, new cost. I don't have any of the new costs, but now I can cross-reference this 143. I can go to my bag 143 right here, and it's vacuum connectors, various Dorman stuff. So I know that what's in here is some random vacuum connectors through Dorman. So I'm lined up and I can start working. So then I'll toss it into bin C and I'm off. So another way, when I take parts out of my bin, so this is 239. I know these are convertible top braces that I had taken off the car. They're used. So now I can go up here to 239 and I can see that it says convertible top brackets. So now I can always find these. I'm going to call that body gas, no. Exterior grille headlights, chrome. I'm going to go more of an interior. So I'm going to put that in the A bin. So now I know I have that square. So this, I haven't labeled this yet, but I want to keep it because what it is the, it's the dash from the convertible top, and I need that. Looks like the Chevrolet symbol, but that's where the top mechanism goes, and I have the switch, and I want to keep that template, so I cut off everything else, and I have it here. So now I'm going to go to the bottom of my spreadsheet. So it's going to be 330. So I labeled it 330. I'm going to put it in interior dash pieces as A. Then I'm going to label it. So it's dash panel piece with top switch cutout. And I'm going to put in parentheses template. I'm going to put used, and I'm going to toss it in A. So it's not overly complicated. But now say I need to find something. So let's say I had problems cooling on Biloxi. So I'm going to do, and I want to find, I think I have some fan switches. So I want to find, let's do the find, and let's do fan switch. I think somewhere I have it's a Dakota Digital fan controller. All right, fan controller, programmable, Dakota Digital, change this one out, maybe works, okay? So I have the part number for Dakota Digital. It's 120, it's in F. So I'll take, heading over to bin F. So that's bin F in the middle. Shouldn't be overly complicated. I can see it. So that's 120. It's with the part number that matches Dakota Digital. And I got instructions, and I have the programmable fan controller. So I'll keep it in there. But it's so much parts and pieces that I have a hard time keeping track of everything. But then you can, if you get bored, like when I do sometimes, I can come down here and I'll just go through, I think F is like most of my electrical stuff, right? So I can go through, and I have 125. If I go over to my sheet here, 125 says remote key fob wiring model AM2. So I think I had been given this from my father-in-law. So I have controllers. This is a trunk release kit. So I have the trunk release kit and all the parts that came with it out of the box. Headlights. I don't throw away ignition switches for a GM turn the key so ignition switch. They're all original after number 1. I don't know what that means, but I try to bag and tag the stuff. There's that's good to know. 213. I now have 2 of those because I bought one. I forgot I had it. I go to 213 on my master tracker, and it's a mega fuse block, brand new, sitting in F. So I try to keep everything clearly bagged and tagged. Door release motor. That's a Dakota Digital programmable key lock. So again, I already forget some of the stuff that I had. I know everybody has their own system. I just didn't have a very good one when I started, and I didn't know the right way to go about it. But I've quickly learned that when I'm in a jam and I'm looking for spark plug wires, I can come to the right bin, and I know I've got, still new in the box, 128 labeled spark plug wires. I have, somebody had given me these Excel Extreme 129. They're labeled in the box. You know, this thing, I didn't really like it when I put it on. And you can see where I reuse some of the numbers, cross off the baggies, and 117, but it's all the coolant overflow or refill what do they call it? Return system. Everything has its place, and that way when I need to find something, I can quickly go to the bin that has all of my trim gaskets for my paint gaskets. Trunk. This is seatbelt hardware. I had bought, I think this is a complete interior kit for screws and stuff from, one of the, oh yeah, yep. So all the wheelhouse hardware, inner and upper fenders, I bag them and tag them, and I put them in 283 so I can find them. Hood hinge bolts. Hood hinge bolts, new, because I can never seem to find them when I need them. But then all these things are in my system, so I can just do a quick random search. Again, not overly complicated, but when you start to work in a space that's as small as what I'm working in, you need to have some organization. I have little workstations. You can see where I'll really start my organization here on this table. And you see I'm even using some blue tape on, like, I didn't know what this thing was. This convertible piston covers until I found them on eBay yesterday. I was like, let me tag it real quick. These are the passenger convertible motor. They actually go behind where the passengers would sit in the back seat. It's a cover, I think, to get at the hydraulic piston for the convertible top. More brackets. I got a hood painted, SS hood painted, and just sitting in the back, ready to go. So you have to get a little creative with your systems, and we try to take advantage of all the little tricks, the tricks that we can. I think I showed those, definitely showed those last week, but that's how I keep all my little stuff out of the way. And if I need brushes, I simply go to the brush bin and bring it down. So again, not overly complicated, but I did want to just share a little bit of what we're working on as we get ready to start doing the metal work on the convertible. So I have the new dash piece. I think that's called firewall. It's a pretty nice piece here. That dash piece will solve a lot of the problems we've been having. And I got an Amazon special firewall plate to hide the old air conditioning. Again, that'll hide some of the damage. All of our damage was on that corner. So we're working on it. Again, I just want to post a real quick video and thank everybody. We've kind of jumped up, doubled our subscribers. I think we're at 17 as of today. So again, our goal is to have 1,000 by the time I retire next October 1st or October 16th, whenever the government opens back up and signs my orders so I can get back to work. But I do want to thank you for watching. If you have any questions on my organizational stuff or need any parts or pieces, just give me a call. I got lots of extra stuff. So thanks, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the next video.